All right, y'all, here we go. It is Wednesday, November 1st. It is finally November. And I don't know what I'm all excited about it being November. Who cares, right? Actually, that's not true. I like November. November's a good month. But my, honestly, if I had a favorite meme, it would be the one that says, "Excuse me, while I go overthink this," because I overthink everything. And now that it's November, I am 100% overthinking Thanksgiving and my trip to Westmoreland State Park to spend some time in the cabin. Overthinking them, but we'll get through them. We'll do it. I don't know. My eyes are still looking real dark under here, and I'm still not loving my choice of eyeliner. Honestly, for the most part, I wear eyeliner and a little bit of lip something sometimes and nothing else. And I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm thinking I'm too old to care, but I care. So, Weight Watchers stuff. First and foremost, you guys know that I weigh every single day. Or most days. Sometimes I get up and forget, and it's cold, and I put my clothes on before I take my robe all the way off. And when I do that, I usually end up not weighing myself because I've already had my clothes on. So anyway, today, I'm sorry, there's a weird traffic pattern going on that I'm not used to, and I'm trying to keep an eye on what I'm doing. Also have to stop and get gas today, so this might be a two-part or two weird, like, spliced together video. So anyway, so this morning I did weigh, and I was up, according to my scale, 2 pounds. So I was, instead of being 186 today, I was 188. But, first of all, I'm still in the 180s, so I was happy about that. But also, I'm not really sure how that works, honestly. Last night, I did put, at the end of the video, I did put what we had for dinner. I had 2 Reubens, but one Reuben I had the actual rye bread, which I counted the points, and the other one I had a wrap. And then I had some sweet potato fries. Now, the only thing I can think of is I counted them as Ore-Ida, and they were actually a different brand, but that brand wasn't in there, so it could be a little bit different for that, but honestly, I'd only had like 30-ish. But anyway, and then I had 1 point left over for the day, and I had like an apple bake where I just put apples and a little bit of sugar-free syrup with some cinnamon, and I baked that forever, but you can microwave it too, but I baked it until it was nice and soft, and then I had that with like a teaspoon or a tablespoon of fat-free Cool Whip for 0 points. Like, the whole thing was 0 points, so I ended the day with 1 point. So I don't know how I'm up 2 pounds, but I didn't drink my tea yesterday, so I thought maybe it's some water weight. I have bowel issues. I have digestion issues, so I thought maybe it's that. Because that hasn't happened in a couple of days. But, you know, it could be a series of things. I'm not worried about it. We'll see what happens come Monday. It's only Wednesday, and I have plenty of time to figure out what's going on. So I'm not too worried about it. So that was my night last night. That was kind of what ended my night. I ended up having 2 pieces of candy. I had the one Starburst that I told you about that I did eat. Then I ate the other one that I put in my mouth and then immediately spit out because I forgot that I wasn't supposed to be eating candy. And then I got home and ended up eating the exact same piece of candy anyway. So I did eat that, and I'm okay with it. I counted it. Not a big deal. And literally, okay, it was Halloween. I had 2 pieces of candy and not even chocolate. So, yay me, right? So anyway, I feel like tonight, we are having, what are we having for dinner tonight? We are having for dinner tonight, either, because I do meal prep, so I could do one of 3 different things tonight. We're either going to have the poor man's lasagna, or we're having the buffalo chicken bake, or we're having the chicken braid, which also has I did like a bubble up with that as well because I had some extra stuff. That one is just like a kind of heat up and make. I feel like the poor man's lasagna is going to take a long time to heat up. I'm actually going to need to do that, I think, one day when I'm either getting home early or when I can get one of the kids or Norm to throw that in the oven and start it. Like, because if it was already started, I would be fine with that tonight because I'm not having that anyway. I'm having spaghetti squash with mine. So I don't really know what my points are going to be tonight, but that brings me to what I had to eat today. So last night I was telling Norm the story of my day, and I had a really great day with my 5th graders. And we had talked about we had talked about Salem, Massachusetts because it was Halloween, and we talked about the witch trials, and we did like a mock witch trial and all this really cool stuff. And the kids were really into it. And they were asking great questions, and we were talking about what it meant to be a Puritan, and you know how this was very political, and they just were very into it. So I was really excited by it. So while I was doing it, I was packing my lunch. Well, the problem is, normally when I pack my lunch, I have 2 cups of some type, right? So I have an egg cup and then I have my salad cup, okay? So I picked up my wrap, which I'll explain in a minute, and that had a cup because I had a dip to go with it. So I picked up 2 cups, put them in my lunch bag, thinking, okay, I've done my 2 cups. Well, come to find out, I forgot my egg cup. So for the first time in a really long time, I was starving this morning. Like, my stomach was growling. And here I am with no breakfast. So luckily, I had my emergency apple, and I had a banana. So I had a banana and apple for lunch, or for breakfast. It was fine. So banana and apple for breakfast, 0 points. My lunch was a salad with a minuscule amount of the Bolt House Farms blue cheese dressing. I literally, guys, I put less than a capful in, which is a teaspoon, and then I shake it up real good and I eat that. And that's really just to get my greens in, plus it's got arugula in it, which I love. So I had that. That was for 0. So far I've got 0. Then I had an Olay wellness wrap with a little bit of, and I mean a very little bit, like I sprinkled the reduced fat 2% Parmesan cheese, and I had like 6 or 7 turkey pepperonis for 0, and then I had I had fire roasted tomatoes for 0. Because I just had a little bit. So what I did is, I know some people dip their wrap into the fire roasted tomatoes. What I did is I opened up the wrap and I put the fire roasted tomatoes on it, and then I microwaved it. I probably should have microwaved it a little bit longer. And if I do it again, if I do the pizza wrap again, I'm going to want to bulk it up with something. So I'm thinking about maybe putting spinach on there, or maybe a smear of ricotta cheese with that. Maybe tomatoes. I did put some onion on there, but I thought about maybe putting some mushroom in there, almost like an everything pizza, or like a vegetable pizza, because it needed a little more bulk to it. So the Olay wrap was 1, the cheese was 1, the pepperonis were 1, and I think that was it, right? What else did I have? Right, the Olay wrap was 1, the cheese was 1, the pepperoni was 1. But for some reason, I feel like I had 4 points. on my tracker. So let me look, just to be sure, because I don't want to tell you erroneously. Sorry, I was looking up things for someone else. So now my tracker is all over the place. No, I don't want to track that. You ever notice how you can't go back on your tracker sometimes on your phone? Does anybody else have that problem? Like, it won't actually let me go back. I have to go close it and then go back. No, I've only used 3 points. So I had the Mama Koozies or Cozy's turkey pepperoni. I had 5 of those for 1 point. I had the Hunt's Fire Roasted diced tomatoes with garlic for 0 points. I had mozzarella part skim milk. I had 1/8 of a cup, which is like a tablespoon, if less probably, for 1 point. And then I had the Olay Extreme Wellness Wrap for 1. So I had 3 points, and that's all I've had today was 3 points. I do have some grapes that I'm going to eat on the way home. I did take a Boom Chicka Pop with me, with the intention of eating that if I wanted it, but I didn't have a meeting today, and I only want those kind of things when I have a meeting, so I didn't eat one. So I could really have any of those dinners tonight, because I still have, 27 points. I still have 27 points. I could eat almost anything tonight that I have prepared. And so I might go home and give them the option. Like, these are the 3 things you can have. Now, the heating up the poor man's lasagna would take about an hour. And I won't get home until like 5:15. So it'll be 6:15 before we eat. If I do the what's it called? The braid, because I already baked it, I just have to warm it. That should only take about half an hour. And if I do the buffalo chicken, that should also take about 30 minutes. So either way, we're looking at 6 something before we eat. So, but I might give them a choice, like, what do you guys want, and see where we go from there. But I mean, honestly, I could have any of those. But if I have I actually might not have the poor man's lasagna tonight, because mine is so few in points, because I'm doing mine with spaghetti squash, that I almost would end the day with too few points. I don't know, maybe I'll have some Halloween candy. I don't have much at home though. But anyway, so I don't know. I'm going to kind of feel it out. I'm in the mood for potatoes. Like, I want potatoes, not mashed potatoes, just roasted, like, baked potato kind of thing. I had sweet potatoes last night for potato fries, and I thought that would help, but it really didn't. And I'm also kind of in the mood for some beef, like some steak. For some reason, when I don't feel well, I want steak. And I'm still having some sinus issues up here. I don't know if you guys can hear it. But I just want steak. So, I don't know. I do pretty well when I eat steak. I go to, we go to Outback, and I get steak and a salad and mushrooms, and then I get fries and give half of them to Norm, and I get the little steak, and I'm totally good. Last time I think I got something else too. I think I got mashed potatoes. Yeah, but I was totally good. So anyway, I have 27 points left for the day. Gosh only knows what that'll lead me to. I'm really, really proud of my daughter. She was struggling yesterday. It was only day 1 or 2, maybe day 2. And, it was daunting to her to find things that were low in points, because right now she's still doing that thing where, I didn't go shopping to prepare myself to do this. I simply am using what's in the house. So I told her, I said, use this first week, as a learning curve, and so that you're starting to figure out what points are and how much a point of something is. So, and I've been trying to feed her little bits of information along the way, just because I don't want her to get overwhelmed. I know for me, when I do something brand new, I like immerse myself in it. So I want to watch videos about it. I want to read books about it. I want to talk about it. I want to surf websites about it. But I know other people aren't like that. And I don't know whether, she likes that or not. So I've just been, sending her little tidbits every day. So she got home last night, and I guess she's a shopper like the night before. Like, she'll go to the grocery store almost every night, but it's like on her way home from work kind of thing. So I told her, I regaled her with the tales of rotisserie chicken. I said, look, rotisserie chicken saves our butts a lot of times, because you can eat a big old piece of the breast meat, and you know, throw some broccoli in there and some sweet potatoes, and you got a dinner, and it's very low in points. But she's a big lunch person, and I'll talk about that in a second. But so her diet, her journey is different than mine. Like, I eat low points all day so I can eat a big deal at night. She eats low points for lunch and dinner because she wants to eat her big meal at work. So they eat out at her job pretty much every day. They order from somewhere. Like yesterday they ordered from IHOP. Oh my God. Well, today I don't know where they ordered from. But, like tonight she has to go out to see somebody, so that's going to be difficult for her. But because I think she knew she was going out somewhere tonight to go, she's visiting a friend who's in the hospital. Because she had to do that, I think she ordered really well. She ordered herself some shrimp kebabs with, zucchini, which she doesn't even like, and she ate the zucchini anyway. She said it was disgusting, but she ate it, and that tells me I don't think she really thought it was disgusting, because Amber doesn't usually eat things she doesn't like. So she ate the zucchini kebabs, and she ordered some macaroni salad. So she had a big thing of, not a big thing, but she had a thing of macaroni salad, which I told her, no, she's already kind of like beating herself up for that, and I'm like, no. I said, what was your total lunch? And it wasn't that high, it was like 5. And I was like, that's great. I mean, when I first started on Weight Watchers, that's what I did. I was like 5, and then whatever was left was nighttime, right? And I don't even think she had breakfast. I think for breakfast she said she had an apple. So, 5 for lunch is perfect. So, she discovered the joy of shrimp being so low in points. Because there was not really a sauce on this. She said there was like a seasoning, but not a sauce. So she was all excited. She was like, oh, I think my lunch was like 5 points. And so she was excited about that. So that was awesome to see. And then last night she went home and she pulled out all of the snacks that she does have, and she sorted them into baskets by point. Love it. Is that not a great idea? And also she found out the joys of jelly beans, and that she could have like 35 jelly beans for like 4 points or something. And we both like Jelly Bellies a lot, so she was able to eat almost a whole pack of Jelly Bellies as a snack. So she was thrilled with that too. So it's those little things that are, are keeping her going. She doesn't have a lot of time. She works 6 days a week, so she doesn't want to spend her Sunday prepping. And I can understand that. Even with me working 5 days a week, I don't want to spend my Sunday prepping, and I feel like I spend my whole day getting ready for the next week. So it's like, really, you have one day off. Look at that sun coming through that back, and I thought it was going to be good because it's so cloudy out here. But anyway, so I'm trying to help her through it. We'll see how she does. I'm very proud of her for even trying. Good on her for trying. And, let's see where she goes. And she's feeling a little frustrated. She's feeling like, I'm too young for this. I don't want to have to count points and all this. And I told her, I said, well, you know what? You don't have to do it forever. Do it till you get where you want to be for your wedding, and then do whatever you want. But I don't think you will. All right, so that's all I really had to say about that. I should let Amber do her own videos or reply to mine or something. I don't know. Amber, if you watch this, give me a comment at the bottom. Say, Mom, shut up. Stop talking about me. But anyway. So I had a couple more things to talk about, and then I'm done. So I talked about Weight Watchers for what I ate today. If you know me, though, and you've watched my videos for a couple of weeks now, you know that it's Wednesday, which means 2 things. Thing number 1 is that it was running club day with my students. Sorry, I'm so thirsty today. So my kids today did sprints. They did hill sprints. And because they didn't cut the grass behind our school, so we had to do on pavement, so we did hill sprints. I didn't run with them because I don't think I can run anymore. But I walked with them twice. So as of right now, I am 9,327 steps. My goal is 10,000. I don't have those crazy goals that people who are fit have. I have those just normal old goals of 10,000 a day, right? So I don't know, that's one crazy piece of hair. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, so I'm almost there. I might get it tonight, I might not, and I don't care. I do it because I like to build up my fit points, even though I don't use them. I like to have them as a buffer, as a just in case, as an emergency fund, right? So anyway, that's where I am with that. And then also, if you've watched me for the last couple weeks, you know, somewhere on Wednesday or Thursday, I have to stop and get gas. I work an hour from my house, so it's an hour twice a day. So I fill up my gas tank, which I get incredible gas mileage. Like, I just filled up my gas tank and I get 541 miles till empty. So I get incredible gas mileage, but once a week I have to fill it up. So I always stop at the same place, and my big thing was always, when I had cash, I would go in. If I hadn't stopped at, and I've told the story a million times, if I would stop at McDonald's, I would stop at Chick-fil-A, I would stop at Burger King, somewhere where they had French fries. I have not done that one time this whole school year, so I'm really proud of myself for that. And if I knew that I had to, now I would only do this when I had cash, right? And we know why, because I didn't want anybody to know I had done it, because then I would go home and still have dinner. When I would have to stop and get gas, I always put gas on the debit card, so that my husband knows how much gas I'm getting or whatever. And if I had cash, which I usually have from my consultation appointments, I would go in to the gas station and get junk. And when I say junk, I mean junk. Look, I don't mean a thing of popcorn and a soda. I mean like a thing of popcorn, a thing of chocolate, beef jerky, soda, like whatever I wanted, right? And then I'd get home and I'd eat dinner, and then I'd still have a snack. So last week, if you were watching me, I did go in and get a Diet Dr. Pepper. This week, I considered going in and getting a Diet Dr. Pepper, because I do have enough cash to do that. But I didn't feel like walking in. Not for a Diet Dr. Pepper, and I knew I didn't want anything else. And I have grapes in my bag, so I might eat them on the way home. But anyway, I thought that was a non-scale victory of not going in at all, because I have something to drink. I love the blueberry lemonade Neo, and I always buy 1 or 2 of them a week. I may try a different flavor, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So I definitely like that, and I've been drinking that. And I have my grapes, so I saw no reason to go in. Funny story, and then I'll jump off. So I had 3 cups of coffee this morning because I was dog tired, and I left the coffee cups in the car because I had drank all 3 of them on my way to work. And when I got in my car this afternoon, it smelled like Starbucks. Now, I didn't have 3 Starbucks. I had 3 Keurig pumpkin coffees, and but when I got in my car, it smelled like Starbucks, and now so I'm craving coffee, and I want coffee bad. But anyway, that was my last little story, and my sinuses are really bothering me. I have a headache; it's pounding in my ears. I'm going to eat my grapes. I'm going to watch or listen to a YouTube video, and I will see you guys really soon. Oh, one question. So I have not been able to create my own thumbnails, meaning I put the picture that I want to show up on my on YouTube. Now I'm trying it on my phone, so I wonder if I try it on something different, if it would work. If I try it on like the computer, but I just never remember when I'm around an actual computer. So let me know if I'm doing it wrong or how to do it. If you can give me like a quick, this is how you do it. But I can never pick the picture I want, and it always has me doing something like this, right? So watch, that'll be the one today, I guarantee. So anyway, if you have a way to do it pretty quickly, let me know. Anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe, please. Like, share, comment, tell me what you want to hear. Either way, today is Wednesday. It's hump day. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and I will see you guys tomorrow on Thursday. Bye!